So this is the filter, passive filter for this. So which is equal to 400 Hertz. Now here, what is the next one? We have to assume C1, right? So just select C1 equal to 0.1 microfarads. So substitute in this C1 and find out R1. So therefore, R1 equal to 1 by 2 pi into C1. It is 0.1 micro. So 0.1 into 10 power minus 6 into FH. FH is 400. Right. So you simplify this, you will get this R1 as around 3.98 K. Right. So here we got R1 and here we got the C1. Now coming to the next filter, that is high pass filter. Since FL, which is obtained from this high pass filter, that is R2 and C2. So this is the passive filter for this. So it is given by 1 by 2 pi R2 C2, which is given as 2 kilohertz. Right. So here also assume C2. So let C2 equal to 0.1 microfarads. Therefore, R2 equal to 1 by 2 pi into C2. It is 0.1 micro into FL. FL is 2K. So 2 into 10 power 3. Now just you simplify this, we get this R2 as around 7 ohms. Right. So here we got all the 4 parameters now coming with respect to the filters. Right. So R2, R1, C2, C1. Right. Now we got the 4 parameters. Now what are the remaining parameters for this filter? RF and RE. We are supposed to find these 2 values also. Okay. Now for this we can use this one, passband gain equal to 2. Right. So what is the passband gain? Since AO1 equal to AO2 equal to, what is that value? 2. Now what is the formula for passband gain, which is given by, it is a non-inverting, so 1 plus RF by RI. So therefore RF by RI equal to 2 minus 1, it is 1. So this implies RF equal to RI. So normally this value is taken as 10 kilo ohms. Right. So this is the design for this wideband reject filter. So if you observe this procedure, it is almost same as band pass filter. Okay. Shall I move to the next problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next one. So design a high pass filter. See shortcuts ఇవి కూడా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. HPF, BPF, BRF అన్ని. So design a high pass filter at a cutoff frequency of 1 kilohertz with a pass band gain of 2. Also plot the frequency response. So just you can observe this problem. There is a difference when compared to earlier problems. What is the difference? So here we are asked to find frequency response also. In the first problem you have seen, we are asked to find Q parameter, quality factor. Second problem it is not given, but here it is asked to find frequency response. So you may get a question to draw the frequency response for any filter. Procedure is same. That's why I'm taking different type of problems. Okay, procedure is same. Just you observe how to draw the frequency response for this. That procedure you can employ for band pass filter, band reject, low pass filter, high pass filter, for all the similar problems. Remember this the procedure. Okay, now here what is the data given? Now this is the high pass filter, which you are all familiar. Already we have seen this one. And high pass filter means what is the type of cutoff frequency? FL. So it contains cutoff frequency FL. And what is the formula for this FL? Now this is the passive filter for this, right? RC. So since FL is given by 1 by 2 pi RC, and this is given as 1 kilohertz, right? So this is given, right? So from this again we are supposed to assume the C value. So let C equal to 0.1 microfarad. Microfarad. Therefore, we require R. So R equal to 1 by 2 pi into C is 0.1 micro into FL. It is 1 kilohertz. See the procedure. It is same as previous problems. Now you simplify this. So we get this R value as around 15.9 kilo ohms. 15.9 kilo ohms. Right. Now we require R1 and RF. So for that we are supposed to use this passband gain. Okay. Now since what is the passband gain? Let us assume it is AO1. So here AO1, which is nothing but passband gain, it is given as 2. And what is the formula? 1 plus RF by R1. Right. Now what is the RF by R1? So therefore RF by R1 equal to 2 minus 1. It is 1. So this implies RF equal to R1. Right. So again, approximately you can assume this as 10 kilo ohms. So finally we got RF, R1 and R and C. So what you are supposed to write at the end? Always for any given problem, you write all the parameters at a single place, right? ఏదైనా కానీ అది నేర్చుకోండి. So here R equal to 59.k. So therefore R equal to 59.9 kilo ohms. C equal to 0.1 microfarads. Then RF equal to R1, which is equal to 10 kilo ohms. So these are the design parameters. సో ఇక్కడ ఏం చేయండి అంటే ఎప్పుడు కానీ ఇలా రాసేసి దీనికి ఒక డబ్బా కొట్టండి. ఎందుకంటే కరెక్షన్ చేసే వాళ్ళకి ఇది ఈజీగా ఉంటుంది. ఈ బాక్స్ కనుగొనగానే ఓహో డిజైన్ పారామీటర్స్ కనుక్కున్నారు, దీస్ ఆర్ ద వాల్యూస్. ఒకవేళ కొంతమంది ఆన్సర్ చూసి మార్క్స్ వేసే వాళ్ళు ఉంటారు. సో ఇది చూసేసి టిక్ చేసి ఫుల్ మార్క్స్ వేసేస్తారు. రైట్. ఆల్వేస్ ఫర్ ఎనీ ప్రాబ్లమ్, ఫర్ ఎనీ సబ్జెక్ట్, యూ రైట్ all the answers at one place at the end of the problem. Remember this point. This is a very very important point to be memorized. ఇది మెమరీలో పెట్టుకోవాలి ఎప్పుడు కానీ. అన్ని ఆన్సర్స్ పారామీటర్స్ అన్ని కూడా లాస్ట్ ఒక ప్లేస్ లో రాయాలి. అది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. రైట్. నౌ దిస్ ఈస్ ద డిజైన్ పార్ట్. నౌ వాట్ ఈస్ ద సెకండ్ పార్ట్? హియర్ we are asked to find frequency response, where to draw. ఎలా డ్రా చేస్తారు ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ రెస్పాన్స్? ఎనీవన్ ఎవరైనా చెప్తారా? ఏమా? కండిషన్స్. గుడ్. సో ఇక్కడ మనకు ఆ కండిషన్స్ డిరైవ్ చేయాల్సిన పని లేదు. వై? బికాస్ using that conditions we derived the final equations for gain in terms of frequency, right? So in the derivation part we developed the conditions. Using the conditions we derived a relation between gain versus frequency. So you can use that relation directly here. అందుకే ఆన్సర్స్ అన్ని కూడా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి. ఫైనల్ ఈక్వేషన్స్ అన్ని కూడా గుర్తుపెట్టుకుంటే ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ లో ఈజీ ఉంటుంది, రైట్? ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఒక పేపర్ మీద రాసుకోండి, బైహార్ట్ చేయండి. ఫార్ములాస్ ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఫార్ములాసే. అదర్వైజ్ మళ్ళీ ఇప్పుడు ఈ ప్రాబ్లమ్ చేయాలంటే యు ఆర్ సపోజ్ టు డిరైవ్ దట్. అన్నెసరీ యూ హ్యావ్ టు వేస్ట్ టైమ్. సో ఆల్వేస్ రిమెంబర్ ద ఫార్ములాస్. Last formula that will be useful for you also. So whenever you attempt a theory question, after getting the answer you can verify whether it is correct or not, right? For that also these formulas are useful. So here directly we are using that formula, we are not going to derive it again. Okay, right. Frequency response. So here just we can memorize this, recall. So gain is given by V naught by Vi equal to A naught by root 1 plus FL by F whole square. మీరు కావాలంటే you can refer your notes. Already this equation is derived. So this is derived already. ఒకవేళ ఇది గుర్తులేకపోతే మీరు మళ్ళీ డిరైవ్ చేసుకోవాల్సి వస్తుంది. ఇవన్నీ చిన్న చిన్న ఫార్ములాస్ యూ కెన్ రిమెంబర్, రైట్? A naught is the gain, so which is given as 2, and FL is cutoff frequency. So here what is A naught? It is given as 2, and what is FL? ఎంత వాల్యూ ఇది? 1 kilohertz, right? So FL is 1 kilohertz. అంటే ఏంటి ఇక్కడ? See, FL is given, A naught is given. What is unknown? Only this F. F is unknown, and gain. So by varying the frequency F, we can find the gain and draw the respective response. That's all. So here we are supposed to vary the frequency. Okay, what values you are supposed to take for F? That depends on this FL. FL is the cutoff frequency given to us, 1 kilohertz. So you assume some values which are less than FL. Ante you take some values which are less than FL, and you take some values which are greater than FL, and find gain. Find mod V naught by Vi, right? Then draw the graph between this gain versus frequency. That's all. So same thing I am doing here. See, A naught equal to 2, FL is 1 kilohertz. So you can observe this figure, this table. So here what is FL? This is FL, right? 1 kilohertz. So I have taken some values F less than FL, and here I have taken some values F greater than FL, and I found the gain, and finally gain in dB. How do you get gain in dB? 20 log of this, right? It is 20 log gain. So by substituting F equal to 100, in this case you will get gain as 0.2. Then F equal to 200, gain is 0.39. Like this you find out all the gains. Then convert this gain into dB, that is gain in dB. 20 log of 0.2 minus 14, 20 log of 0.39 minus 8, and so on, right? Minus 8.13, 1.19, like this you get all the values. Now you draw the graph between F and gain. This is the table we got. Okay, so right, so this is F and this is gain in dB, right? Here you take some 100, frequency 100, so it is a decade format, right? So 1k, so then 1 into 10, 10k, 100k. గుర్తుందా సెమీలాగ్ షీట్? మీకు అందరికి తెలుసా? ఏమా మీకు ఐడియా ఉందా సెమీలాగ్ షీట్?
Yes sir.
No sir.
ఓకే ఓకే ఓకే. సెమీలాగ్ షీట్ లో ఇలాగే ఉంటుంది, డీకేడ్స్ లో ఉంటుంది. 100 into 10, 1k into 10, 10k into 10, and so on, right? Now for 100, for F equal to 100, what is the gain? Minus 14, it is a negative. So for this one it is minus 14.02. So then for 1K how much it is? 3. అంటే 1K దగ్గర around ఇక్కడ, right? So this is 3.01 dB. This point, right? So 1K తర్వాత 3K అంటే 3K అంటే ఇక్కడ ఉంటుంది, అంటే ఇక్కడ నియర్ బై అదంతా 5.56 అంటే ఇక్కడ దగ్గరలో ఉంటుంది 5.56. తర్వాత you can observe the difference ఇక్కడ -14 to -8 to -8 to 1 1 2 3 3 అంటే you observe the difference between two readings, it is decreasing, right? ఇక్కడికి వచ్చేసరికి 5.56 5.93 డిఫరెన్స్ ఈ స్మాల్, తర్వాత 6.02 6.02 ఇదంతా మళ్ళీ కాన్స్టెంట్ అయిపోయింది, రైట్? ఇక్కడ నుంచి అంతా కాన్స్టెంట్ అంటే ఏంటి? సో స్లోగా ఇఫ్ యూ డ్రా ద కర్వ్ హియర్, సో ఇలా జాయిన్ అయ్యి 6 వరకు వెళ్ళింది, 5.56 5.93కి వెళ్ళి 6 వరకు వెళ్ళి ఇక అదంతా కూడా కాన్స్టెంట్ ఉంది ఇలా, అంటే ఇక్కడ మ్యాక్సిమం ఎంత వచ్చింది 6.02. ఇది సో దిస్ ఈజ్ 6 dB, -3 అంటే ఈ పాయింట్, సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ద 3 dB డౌన్, అంతే కదా? సో దిస్ ఈజ్ 6, సి ఇక్కడ 3, దట్స్ వై దిస్ 3 ఈజ్ కన్సిడర్డ్ యాజ్ 1K. 1K అంటే ఏంటి? కట్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ FL. ఇది యూ కెన్ అబ్జర్వ్ 6 ఈజ్ ద హైయెస్ట్, -3 అంటే ఇక్కడ 3, వాట్ ఈస్ ద కరస్పాండింగ్ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ? 1 kHz. దట్స్ వాట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ గివెన్ ఇన్ ద డాటా. So this is the 3 dB point, right? So this is the frequency response. So if you draw the lines to identify pass band and stop band, right? So this is the cutoff frequency. So this is our pass band and this is our stop band, right? So this is the frequency response. Frequency response of high pass filter. ఇది హై పాస్ ఏనా ఈ రెస్పాన్స్? ఏమా గుర్తుపట్టిరా? రైట్. సో ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ టేబుల్ we got this response. So it is representing a high pass filter. So like this we are supposed to draw the frequency response for any type of filter. Procedure is same. ఇక్కడ band pass filter అనుకోండి, you remember the formulas FL FH, ఆ ఫార్ములాస్ ఉన్నాయి. గెయిన్ ఫార్ములా ఉంది, ఆ గెయిన్ ఫార్ములాలో ఎఫ్ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసుకుంటూ టేబుల్ ఫామ్ చేయండి. మరి ఏ వాల్యూ తీసుకోవాలో ఆల్రెడీ చెప్పాను. ఈ కట్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీకి తక్కువ ఎక్కువ యూ టు టేక్ సమ్ వాల్యూస్. బ్యాండ్ పాస్ అయితే లెస్ దెన్ FL సమ్ రీడింగ్స్, బిట్వీన్ FL FH సమ్ వాల్యూస్ అండ్ గ్రేటర్ దెన్ FH సమ్ వాల్యూస్. అక్కడ 3 డివిజన్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఇక్కడ 2 డివిజన్సే ఉన్నాయి. సో లైక్ దట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు సపోజ్ టు టేక్ ద వాల్యూస్ అండ్ డ్రా ద ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ రెస్పాన్స్, రైట్? మళ్ళీ అన్ని JP లేదు అని అనుకోవద్దు. ప్రొసీజర్ ఈజ్ సేమ్ ఫర్ ఆల్ ద ఫిల్టర్స్. యూ ఆర్ సపోజ్ టు రిమెంబర్ ద గెయిన్ ఫార్ములాస్, దట్స్ ఆల్. షల్ ఐ మూవ్ టు ద నెక్స్ట్ వన్? అర్థమైందా ఈ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ రెండు? ఓకే, లాస్ట్ ప్రాబ్లం. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ఆల్ పాస్ ఫిల్టర్ ప్రాబ్లం. Right, so the type of filter given is all pass filter and values of R and C are given. R and C. What is R? 7.95K. What is C? 0.02 microfarads. So if the input frequency is 1.5 kilohertz, F would ichadu, calculate the phase shift. So how to find this? Right, so ఇక్కడ ఏమి ఇచ్చాడు? R equal to 7.95 kilo ohms, C equal to 0.02 microfarads and F equal to 1.5 kilohertz. Right, so this is the data given. Now we are asked to find the phase shift. So phi equal to how much? Now for this direct formula we can use Why? Because we derived this formula for phi in the theoretical part. So since phi equal to, what is the formula? Minus 2 tan inverse omega RC. Right? This formula we already derived. Now what is omega? 2 pi f. So it is minus tan inverse 2 pi f RC. ఇక్కడ ఏంటి? F ఇచ్చాడు, R ఇచ్చాడు, C ఇచ్చాడు. So phi ఒకటి అన్నాం. So therefore it is equal to minus tan inverse of 2 pi into F is 1.5k into R is how much? 7.95k into C is 0.02 micro. Right? Just simplify this value. So we get this as around minus 112.57 degrees. Right? So this is the phase shift introduced in the input signal. Okay. Okay. Have you understood this problem? It's direct substitution only. ఎందుకంటే ఈ ఫిల్టర్స్ లో you may get one problem compulsory. Every time they are giving one problem in filters, and these are very simple problems. It is only a direct substitution, but you have to remember the formulas. Okay. With this we have completed all the filters. So then I will hand over the session to Rajendra Kumar sir. He will continue with oscillators. Okay, thank you everyone. So if you have any doubt in filters, you can approach me.
Fine, sir.
The next topic I will discuss in the third unit, which is oscillators. Okay. So in this, I will give some brief introduction about oscillators now. Thereafter, we will discuss the three types of oscillators. Three oscillators we will discuss later. Okay. So before going to the discussion, what oscillator, what you will output of, yes, what is the output? Is it a sine wave? Is it a square wave? Yes, what is the type of the output you will expect in the oscillator sound? Yes, oscillations. Sine wave or square wave or any wave, any random signal?
Fine, sir.
Yes, it depends on the circuit. Okay, depends on the circuit. You will get a sinusoidal signal or a square wave signal. You will get. Okay, that means at the output you are getting the constant amplitude. Okay, so you are getting a sinusoidal or square wave or any other signal. You are getting constant amplitude and constant frequency. Now I will see the definition. See, an oscillator is a circuit that generates a repetitive waveform. Okay, that waveform will be repeated. That means oscillations you will get, which is of fixed amplitude and fixed frequency without any external input signal. So it is an electronic circuit which generates the repetitive waveform of fixed amplitude and fixed frequency. We can't change the amplitude and we can't change the frequency. Okay. And one important thing is here, without applying any external input signal. That means here in the oscillator circuit, you are not giving any input. Here input is equal to 0. Okay, input is equal to 0. Okay, So if the even though input is equal to 0, and if you apply the DC supply voltage only, you are getting the output. Okay, you are getting the output. And one important point is here in the oscillator is it is a positive feedback one. Okay, in the amplifiers we use the negative feedback. Okay, that means some part of output is connected to the negative terminal. Okay, so here in the oscillator, the part of output is connected to the positive terminal of an op-amp. So it is a positive feedback amplifier we are using in this one. Okay. Then what are the types of oscillators? Types of oscillators. Okay. The types. Depending on the type of components we are using in the circuit. Okay. So depending on the type of components used in the circuit, we can classify the oscillators as RC oscillators, okay, LC oscillators and crystal oscillators. So whatever the component you are using in the oscillator circuit, that means depending on component, whether it is we can classify it as RC oscillators, LC oscillators, okay, crystal oscillators, and depending on frequency, okay, depending on frequency, we can classify it as a AF oscillators. That means audio frequency oscillators, okay, and radio frequency oscillators. Okay, AF oscillators and RF oscillators. That means here the frequency will be different. The frequency is in the range of audio frequency range, or the frequency is in the range of radio frequency range. That means RF range. Okay, we can classify depending on the frequency of oscillations at the output side, and depending on the waveform generated at the output side. Okay, we can classify if the output is a sinusoidal waveform, we can call this one as a sinusoidal oscillator, or if the output is a square wave, if the output is square wave, we can call it as a square wave oscillator, or if it is a triangular wave output, we can call it as a triangular wave oscillators, or we can get the sawtooth wave oscillators. That is another different one. Okay, so the depends on type of components, or depends on frequency of oscillations, it depends on waveform generation, we can classify the oscillators. Okay, then what is the principle that is used in the oscillator circuit? Okay, what is the principle we can use in the oscillator circuit? So just now I told oscillator is a type of feedback amplifier in which part of the output is fed back input via feedback circuit. Okay, an oscillator is a feedback amplifier, is a type of feedback amplifier in which part of the output is fed back to the input via feedback circuit. That means here we are connecting, we are having two terminals at the input side, negative one, positive. So positive, we can connect to the positive one here. Okay, and if the signal feedback is proper magnitude and phase, the circuit produces alternate currents or voltages. That means oscillations you will get. Okay, oscillations you will get. So it is a what is some part of output is fed back to, and it is connected at the positive terminal side. Okay, so that is a basic thing what we are using. Okay, I will draw the block diagram here. Please observe oscillator block diagram. Oscillator block diagram, so that you can understand very well. Okay. Now, okay. So this is the summer or summing junction, and we are having the amplifier section here. We are having amplifier. We are having amplifier and output, and some part of output we are taking back, and it is applied to feedback circuit, and it is applied to feedback circuit. Okay, so feedback circuit, and it is applied to feedback circuit. And what is the input of this feedback circuit? It is a V0. It is a V0. Okay, and the output of feedback circuit is connected to the summing junction. Okay, summing junction. Now, so Vin, this is the general diagram for a feedback amplifier. This is a plus, and this is the plus, and this is the summing junction. Here it is. Okay, summing junction we can get, and the input of amplifier we are taking it as a VD. Of course, output is a V0. Input of feedback circuit is a V0 here, and output of feedback circuit is we can take this one as a VF. Okay, output of feedback circuit. And amplifier we are getting the gain here, it is a AV and beta. Okay, so where beta is the transfer ratio. Okay, so we are taking beta as a transfer ratio. Okay, now what is the input here in the oscillator circuit? What is the input in the oscillator circuit? Yes. What is the input of oscillator circuit? Chappandamma. Yes, is it audible? What is the input in the oscillator circuit? What is the input in the oscillator circuit?
Vin.
Student, without any external input signal. That means, what is the input? Input signal what you are giving. For oscillator circuit, there is no input signal. We are not giving any input signal to the oscillator circuit. Okay, that is the main point. That is the main point here. You are not giving any input, that is Vin is equal to 0, just now I told. Okay, and if you write in other terms, that means this is a feedback amplifier, general feedback amplifiers. So if I convert it into oscillators one, oscillator block diagram one, okay, so it is an amplifier. Okay, it is a amplifier, and output here, output, and because we are not giving any input, so output of feedback amplifier is connected to the amplifier circuit here. Okay, so feedback circuit. Okay, feedback circuit. Okay, feedback circuit. Okay, so this is a V naught here, and this is a VF. Okay, that means here you are not giving any input here, so Vin is equal to 0. And for summer we are having two inputs, and one input is equal to 0. And there is no need of summer here. There is no need of summer. Directly output of feedback circuit is connected to the amplifier. Okay, amplifier. Now, if you observe in the block diagram, okay, if you observe the block diagram here in the first one, okay, so I will take this one as a first and I will take this one as a second one. Okay, so VD is equal to, okay, VD is equal to entandi V in plus, generally what I am writing here, generally VD is equal to, because VD is the output of this summer, VD is equal to V in plus VF. Okay, V in plus VF. This is the input and this is the feedback signal. Both are what is added, so that you will get the VD voltage. VD you will get. Okay. Okay, you will get a VD here. You will get VD here. Okay, and V naught is equal to, okay, V naught is equal to, here VD is the input and AV is the gain here. AV is the gain. So what I can write here, AV VD. Okay, AV VD. Say take this one as equation 1 and take this one as equation 2. Take this one as equation 2, and VF is equal to beta V naught. Okay, so for a feedback circuit, VF is the output and V naught is the input. Okay, so VF is equal to beta V naught, beta V naught. So take this one as a third equation. Take this one as a third equation. Okay. Now from the first equation, so VD is equal to V in plus VF, and so here VD is equal to entandi. VD is equal to, దీని నుంచి మనకి ఎంత వస్తుంది VD? VD is equal to V naught by AV. VD is equal to V naught by AV. Okay, so VD, 1 minute, VD is equal to V in plus VF, which is the first equation. So in the place of VD, I am writing V naught by AV, V naught by AV, and V in plus VF. VF is equal to beta V naught. VF is equal to beta V naught. Okay. Chudadi, first equation I am taking VD is equal to V in plus VF, and VD from second equation I can get VD is equal to V naught by AV. V in I am writing as it is. From the third equation I am getting VF is equal to beta V naught. Just I am writing here beta V naught. Okay. Now take V naught as a common term. Take V naught. So what you will get here, 1 by AV minus beta, which is equal to V in. Okay, which is equal to V in. Okay, then So here I can write here. So V naught into 1 minus AV beta by AV is equal to V in. Okay. So at last, what is V naught by V in? What is V naught by V in? ఎంత వస్తుందండి? V naught by V in is equal to how much? AV by 1 minus AV beta. Okay, so this is the V naught by V in what we got. Okay, V naught by V in is equal to AV by 1 minus AV. In the place of AV, you can write that is a gain. Okay, that is a gain actually. You can write EV or you can write AV or A. Both are same. Gain, that's it. So V naught by V in, what we got? AV 1 minus, that is a voltage gain, 1 minus gain into beta. Okay, say this is equation 4. And this is the thing what we got here for an oscillator. Okay, for an oscillator, V in is equal to 0. Yes, V in is equal to 0. And V naught is not equal to 0. Okay. So from the definition, what we got for an oscillator, there is no input. So V in is equal to 0. And we are getting the output as oscillation. Okay. So V naught is not equal to 0. This implies if V in is equal to 0, okay, in this one, what we are getting here, it is 1 minus AV beta is equal to 0. Okay, or is equal to 1. Okay, or simply I can write here, 1 minute. Simply I can write in the place of AV, I will write A beta is equal to 1. And in the polar form, in the polar form, I can write like A beta is equal to 1. This is the magnitude, or phase 0 degrees or 360 degrees. Okay, say this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Okay, now, or say equation A and this is equation B. Okay, these two equations are the requirements for oscillation. Okay, these two equations are the requirements for oscillation. That means from the equation A, what we are getting here, the magnitude of the loop gain must be at least 1. Okay, so I will write here the magnitude of the loop gain this is the A beta is a loop gain only. Children, loop gain. This is the A here gain here for an amplifier, and it is a feedback ratio, that is a transfer ratio, is the beta. So A beta is nothing but the loop gain. Okay, loop gain. So the magnitude of the loop gain, the magnitude of the loop gain, that is A beta, must be at least 1. That means, or it is equal to 1. And from the second equation, that means equation B, we can write the total phase shift of the loop gain. The phase shift of the loop gain must be 0 degrees or 360 degrees. The total shift phase shift, the total of the loop gain, phase shift of the loop gain, the total phase shift of the loop gain, A beta must be equal to 0 degrees or 360 degrees. Okay, 360 degrees. What is these two conditions called? Anybody? Eppudina vinnarandi? Loop gain is equal to 1 and loop gain must be equal to 0 or 360 degrees. Have you heard about these two conditions? Yes?
Yes.
No. Okay. Yes? Winner Amma? What is this? What is these two called? This is called yes, Barkhausen criteria. These two conditions are called Barkhausen criterion for oscillations. Okay. Okay. These two conditions are called Barkhausen criterion for oscillations. Okay, oscillations. So the first one is the magnitude. Okay, and the total phase shift of the loop gain must be equal to 0 degrees or 360 degrees. 360 degrees. So these two are called Barkhausen criterion for sustained oscillations. Barkhausen criterion for sustained oscillations. Okay. So this is the small introduction what I have given here. Okay. So definition. The definition of oscillators we discussed, the types of oscillators we discussed, the oscillator principle we discussed on the block diagram, general block diagram of an oscillator I discussed here, and from this block diagram we got two requirements for oscillations, and these two requirements